May profits be upon you. How are you doing after Thanksgiving and holidays and all kind of mess? You know what I mean? Bank holidays and things. I hope everything's good. I hope you had a great time with your family and your friends. For those of you who are USD, US residents, I really hope your holiday was great. Let's get down to business. First, let's take a look at the calendar. All right. For the next week, what do we have? Harmonize this and speeches. All right. We got the Fed speaking. It's not, you know, I'm not expecting, because on Monday and Tuesday, you see he has another speech for USD. I don't think it'll have the big giant impact that we have to plan for. At the end of the week, though, Friday, you know, is going to be NFP, right? Where is it? Non-farm payroll, right? And then prior to that, we had on Wednesday, ADP. Those are movers. Those are movers. We have to, you might want to plan for those, okay? Besides those, we don't have, you see a CPI for the euro on Tuesday. That's something that we got to plan for, but something you want to be careful of especially if you're scalping, and it could affect day traders. Okay, so there's that. Okay, let's take a look at one of my favorite pastimes. Look at what we got here. All right, this is how things left off for the long term as of Friday. We got USD, Swiss, and yen. What do you notice about all three of these? Aha, safe havens. All right, this is where we would run to safety. It's the flight to safety, and that's why you'll see them stronger than CAD, New Zealand, Aussie. What do we notice about those? Those are commodities. Those are commodity pairs. Those are the risk on types. Okay, that's where we will be looking at risk on, and these are going to be your risk off. And we can see that we've gained strength here and grown weak here. So I'm going to put those pairs up against each other, the ones on the very extremes. Not so much the pound and the like. All right, I'm talking about, these are the safest ones to play against. The bottom three are the safest ones to play against the top three. Okay, and I'm going to be looking at those pairs today. You'll see that I'll be looking at New Zealand Swiss, New Zealand USD, New Zealand yen, right? Look what New Zealand is, Swiss, yen, USD, right? You get what I'm doing here? I'm putting the euro against the Swiss, the euro against the yen, the euro against the USD. I'm putting the Aussie against the USD, or against the Swiss against the yen. You got it? Easy enough, right? And this one I'm worried about, CAD, because oil is dragging price down with it, dragging the price of the CAD, dragging the value of the CAD down with it. So, you know, we just got to be careful across the board. That's what I'm doing. That's my strategy. You know, those are the things I keep in mind anyway, not base a trade off of, but setups I'm looking for. Right now, let's take a look at the Dixie. Let's start it off. Let's kick this thing right off right now. USD, well, Dixie anyway. All right, so what am I looking at on the Dixie? Let's go to the monthly. Okay. Oh, by the way, I apologize for putting this out so late, but it was the holiday, man. I had family in town. What do you want me to do? Huh? What do you want me to do? Huh? I had to eat. I had to cook. You know, I baked. What do y'all know about bean pies? Anybody know anything about a bean pie? Anyway, let's see. Now, what did I mark off? The ceiling and the floors. That's what I'm marking off, right? You see how price responded to supply up here. Really, really aggressive, right? To the downside, all right? But we did not make a new low. We respected this demand here, this monthly demand zone here. All right, and price kind of double bottomed here again. I mentioned that in the last week, and we broke these swing highs. All right, lower low, lower high, lower low. If you break that lower high here, you're breaking structure, and that's exactly what we did. I don't know why I don't have it marked yet. We got a break of structure there, and with a break of structure, what do you expect? After a break of structure, you expect a return to impulse. All right, we're going to be looking for what caused this impulse to break this structure point. We might be looking right about here. All right, now there is a monthly order block here, shaped as such. All right, but the weekly, there's a weekly here as well, and I got it minimized anyway. But what do we have here is we have this impulse, and after every impulse comes a correction. Impulse, correction, and then impulse again, right? Are we going to see more downside is the question with the USD. Let's go to the weekly. We need clarity, all right? Here we have that structural point again, and then we have the break lower. We break this structural point here, all right? And look how things ended up last week, a big old doji, right? Now, again, I marked where price rejected from where the supply is, right? And I have it marked here as a weekly bearish order block, right? Why do I have this circle? That's on the daily. You'll see why in a minute. But do I expect price to continue bullishly, or do I expect price to break this high, this protected high here? It's interesting because the fundamentals say USD may look to be getting stronger. Why? People are flying to safety. It's the flight to safety, and USD is a safe haven. And there are new worries about the coronavirus variant that is messing around and spreading in Europe and other places. And the US is starting to, take measures, like New York just totally wants to bar anybody from coming in from those places where that variant is strong in Africa, South Africa, and the like. And I mean, so we have some real fears around the world right now, to include the USA. So will we, fundamentally, it looks like the USD is going to get stronger. Let's take a look at it on the daily. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I don't like that. All right, so where I see the rejection here is here. On the daily, there is a bearish, bullish, bearish pattern here representing supply. All right, so price found this and rejected from it over here. Okay, that's worthy of note. What is also worthy of note is this is incorrectly marked. I do this all the time. That really drives me crazy. All right, we have a bullish order block here representing demand. What did price do? We found the supply and started rejected. Look at this. This is a daily candle. This is what left us. This is how we were left Friday. All right, very aggressive bearish candle. It looks like sellers have been introduced into the marketplace once again and may look to take over from the hands of bullish, the buyers. Look how strong this impulse was, right? But after every impulse comes a correction, and this could be part of the correction. How far will the correction go? Will this bullish order block hold? Look at the rejection that we had here. That's what I want you to take note of. So what does this mean? It means caution. It means sitting on your hands, maybe. Consider that. Sometimes the trade you don't take is the one that you should be calling a win, okay? Because taking a trade in this environment and under these conditions may be more riskier than it should be for you. Okay, you want to take high probability trades. All right, we see that price came up here, had a 2-candle pullback, and then continued higher. Right, found supply and rejected from there. Found support here. It's found not support, but demand, and had a nice rejection here. All right. What I want you to do is consider, will price come past this? All right. What if we look at it on the 4-hour? Matter of fact, let's go to the 8-hour first. All right. You can see we've had this surge, nice pullback here, and I consider this one leg of structure. This looks like this could be considered a legitimate 2-candle pullback. Sure. All right. You can say that. And we broke that low of that lower high that made that higher high. When I have a break of structure, I look for a return to impulse. This is the deal. What I want to do, what I intend on doing is maybe just holding off from trading until I see clear evidence that price is either going to come back up here and test this order block here and then continue down lower. All right, because after a break of structure, you expect a return to impulse. That impulse should be here. Okay. Oh man, what did I just do? That impulse could be here. All right. It might maybe a little clearer on the 4-hour. We'll get to it. All right. And if price does return all the way up here, you know, continuing with the strength that it showed last week, if we see evidence that price wants to transition from bullish to bearish momentum, then I will take a short here, but I need to see the transition on a smaller time frame. I need to see that definite transition once it gets here. All right, that's if it gets there. There's a couple of things now. You know, we do have this area here between here and here as an imbalance that needs to be balanced by price. Okay, this is a fair value gap that price could find a reason to get back up here and then drop. All right, but I need to see a break of this low here. This represents more structure to me than this, stronger. All right, if price breaks this low, oh man, if price breaks this low, man, then we know price will likely continue bearishly. Got it? Because that is a lower high that leads to this higher high. All right. Once you break structure, we'll look for that return to impulse again, coming back up here and finding, you know, where it's going to reject from. And, you know, we would be looking for more bearishness. All right. That's if it continued lower from here, you know. But if what am I doing here? All right. Yeah. If we do something like this is a scenario that could happen. Boom, 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 boom. If it's going to continue bearishly. Okay. This may not even make it up there. It may make the turn here. We're going to see what it does here. Come Sunday, Monday. This could represent the transition of price as a head and shoulders, because there is a high, a higher high, a break of that lower high, that higher low, excuse me, and then a return to impulse. That if this scenario breaks out, comes out, if it ends up back up here, I'm going to be looking for that transition of price, all right, and start to play against with the other pairs against USD weakness. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to Euro USD. We have the inverse situation happening there, right? Let's go to the, matter of fact, I promised you I said we was going to go to the 4-hour just to take a look. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Because these are all possible scenarios, but we're kind of in the middle of things. So we got to see how things play out. We have a break of structure here. We have a break of a low here, taking these liquidity points here, this liquidity point, and this is another liquidity point that price could come for. All right. We have a rejection here at a daily order block. If this doesn't clear it up for me. This looks like one leg of structure here on the 4-hour. All right. And I would be looking for a higher, if this is the higher low, all right, after making a break of this high, if this is the higher low, oh, mango. All right. If this order block holds, we're going higher. We're going higher. In this scenario, we have a reason to go high for the RTI. All right, let me make sure I write that here. All right, we might get the RTI, and then if it breaks this order block here, if it breaks, that's when things get really interesting. All right, I don't know why I don't have this designated. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. All right, with the Dixie. All right, this could be the higher low, and we could be on our way to making a higher high. We need to see what happens Sunday, Monday. All right, and this is where I express a lot of caution. If we go to the EURUSD, again, we have the inverse of what's happening with the Dixie. All right, we have the inverse happening here. What am I looking at? So we see price found and made this bearish supply here. All right, and this is on the higher time frame. Matter of fact, let me see. Yeah. All right, this is a monthly. I don't have it labeled. All right, all these boxes are monthlies. Okay. All right, this is supposed to be foolish. I'll get it right one day. Just have a little faith in me, will you please? If you don't have any faith in me, let me know in the comments. Anyway, so what am I looking at on EURUSD? Look at that drop, right? Look at the drop. This is on the monthly now. Keep that in mind. This is on drop. When I see a drop like that, where we break structure to the left side, and we taking all this liquidity from these low wick lows, all right? This is a sweep, okay? And when I see an impulse leg like that, the first thing I want to do is mark it. I want to mark it and see what the bottom of it is. This becomes my new trading range, the high and the low of that trading range. Got it? And until price breaks this high, we are still bearish. Until price breaks this low, if price breaks this low, we're continuing bearishly. You understand? All right. So what do I look for though with the fibs is the top to the bottom. I'm looking for price to return to at least the 618. All right, at least the 61.8, get a 61.8 pullback, a 62%, let's call it a 62% pullback before I start thinking of shorts, because anything above, like I always say, anything above the 50% line is discount, and this is premium price. Premium prices for retail traders who take those traditional trades with support and resistance and trend lines and whatnot, you know, and that's where you can get in trouble here. You might think, oh, it pulled back to the 38% line. I'm going to take my short from here. Uh-oh, you know what I'm saying? Or the 27%, you know, this isn't good. Not even the 50%. Look, I need you to look for the 61 and beyond. This is the best price. This is a better price than 61, but at least 61, and that's where it went to. Okay, quick lesson. Now back on the program, we see that we went very close, just missed it by a couple of pips to the 61, and we failed to make a lower low. We kept that low. Okay, that's important. Now, What does this mean? What you want to know, what you want to do, and I'm going to show it to you real quick. All right. What you want to look for is a change of character. What is the change of character? When price is making a lower low and you're looking for that lower high, all right, this isn't really a lower high because it's not a 2-candle pullback yet, all right, but we did go lower. Remember I was talking about the range, right? All right, what you want is to see a lower high and a lower low, lower high, lower low, all right? This is what you want to see, all right? This high and this low is your range. When you break that range, then we're looking at this being your new high, this being your new low for the trading range, okay? With a change of character, you're looking at price shifting from bearish to bullish, from bullish to bearish. And what you want to see is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? What you want to see is price, let me see. You want to see this, the low broken, the high broken. You didn't see that here. This one, this one you see the low. Let me see. I'm losing my freaking mind. All right. What you want to see the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, so you can track your trend, right? Now let me get rid of this. What happens when it goes lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low? What happens when it does this? That's your break. That is your change of character, because what you want to see is a break of the low. And does it break my high? Does it break my high? If it breaks your high, then this becomes tradable. And you look for that return to impulse and the continuation higher. Got it? That's in a bullish scenario. And the opposite, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Uh-oh. What did that just, what just happened here? Well, where's our trading range? The higher high, the higher low was the trading range. We broke high and we broke the low. So what does this mean? This becomes tradable. All right. And this is a return to impulse and a continuation of the bearish trend. I got that right. Okay. So where do we see a change of character here? Well, we broke these highs. Did we break this low yet? No, we did not. What we did get was a break of structure. And what happens? What happens? We look for a return to impulse. And here we are. And that's what it gave us. All right. But we failed to make a new high. Now, does that mean that we're not going to make a new high? It just hasn't happened. And that's, I'm just stating the fact, the current fact. Okay. The current fact is we failed to make a new low here. We failed to make a new high here. All right. Where's our trading range? Aha. Now you're getting it. Here's my trading range. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for a break here or a break there. All right. When one goes first, I'm looking to see if we're going to get a lower low or not, because that would be a change of character, which means we will continue lower. Got it? All right. And the opposite holds true. Now, what do we do here? After the return to impulse, after a return to impulse, why? Why did we return to impulse? We broke this low. We broke that low. That's two short-term lows, right? All right. Did we come and get this liquidity down there? No, we did not. All right. These are liquidity points that price will definitely target. Okay. We build that, generate liquidity this way, leaving these points behind for people who are taking longs. And market makers will come back and get that liquidity for sure. And that's what we got building up here. Okay. So we had the return to impulse after these breaks. Boom. All right. We came up here. This looks like price wants to transition, doesn't it? All right. With a head and shoulders. All right. And what did we do? We broke this low. We broke that low. Uh-oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're returning to impulse. Where's the impulse? What is responsible for this break below these short-term lows, these swing lows? What is responsible for it? Where's the impulse? Let's look here. All right. I want to look here. Bearish. All right. We got one bearish. Excuse me for that. Okay. You know, it might not come all the way up there. It might come here. All right. But this is Euro USD. Remember, what are we looking for in the USD? We're looking for a decision, whether it's going to be strong or weak. Right now, fundamentally, USD looks strong. All right. Which would mean if we did pull back, I would be looking for price to come on down. That's fundamental. Technically, it looks a little indecisive right now, just like this one. So I would extend, I would say, let's be patient with this, okay? All right, we didn't make a new low. We didn't make a new high, okay? When we came here, but it does look like price did transition here, right? I would be looking for price to maybe looking here first and looking here second. If it makes it through this area first, I can't believe I've been working on the weekly this whole time. All right. All right, let's go. We're on the daily right now, and you can see how price moved. It didn't make a new high. It failed to make a new high here. It did snatch the liquidity here, but it returned to the impulsing order block here and broke that low. Does that sound like a change of character? I would guarantee you that it is because it fits the description. Here is my high after breaking this high. This is the higher high. Where's the higher low? Where is the higher low? Let's take a good look at this. Where's the higher low here? Dang, I can't get it. All right. Where's the higher low here? Is this the higher low? This, what made that higher high? On the weekly, it's a little clearer. This higher high, this is the higher low that makes that higher high. I would be looking for that break here, and that happened here. All right, we broke the high. We broke the high because this was the trading range. We broke the high. We didn't quite break that low, but we broke the low here. Okay, so what am I looking for? A return to impulse, which maybe right here, like I said, it can repel from here, or it can come back to the order block, the originating order block. This isn't the originating order block, but it could be strong enough to turn price because it was tested a couple of times, and you can see the way price left that area. All right, so let me clean this up. All right, so on the daily, on the Euro USD, this is when we're going to watch. All right, you can see that price is pulling back here. Why is it pulling back here? I want to take a closer look at this. Look at this area here. All right, we have a bullish order block here on the daily. This isn't like just plain weak sauce here. You can see it is relevant. All right, so this is a daily. Let me mark that. Okay, and strong enough to move price in the other direction. Okay, but how far is it going? Where are we going with this? All right, once we had this break of structure to the downside, here, we're expecting a return to impulse. And I don't think that's going to be here. It may be here or here, but one of these areas, one of these two areas is going to be our POI. We're going to look here first, and we're going to see how it goes. That's if USD proves to be stronger because of the fundamentals. All right, could we continue bearishly? Yes. Or could price do a flip and euro is just gets strong and the USD just gets weaker. It could happen, but I'm with the, just based on the technicals, I'm more inclined to think that because I'm not a fundamental trader, I'm more inclined to think that price will return to impulse and then continue bearishly. We'll see some, we may see some temporary USD weakness, but then a continuation of bearishness, of bullishness with the USD and bearishness for the euro. That's just my take. Again, I would wait Sunday, Monday to see what the markets decide on. Let's go down. EURJPY, EURJPY. Let's go to, let me see if I can get through this. All right, we found supply up here, which is a higher order block, a higher time frame order block. This is probably a monthly, likely a monthly here. Matter of fact, instead of me talking about what it might be, let me just see what it is. All right, this is interesting. That's a monthly. Oh, what did I have here? Okay, you know what? I see what I did. All right, we'll just leave this at a weekly. We can leave this at a weekly. No, I don't. You know what? I don't see that as a weekly, because price turned around here. All right, and why did it turn around? Because there's a bearish order block. That's the only thing that repels price here. And where, if we go to the 2 month, I'm pretty sure we'll see that we were inside of a bearish engulfer, and this is a 2 month bearish order block, 2 month supply. Okay, easy enough. Let me just mark that. I make things so much harder than they should be sometimes. Okay, work with me, people. Work with me. All right, so we're going back to the monthly. I mean to the weekly, and I'm going to refine this to here. Okay, or just consider this a refined order block on the monthly. I'm going to make sure we mark it. That's what happened. I refined. Okay, and price did come back up to retest and all that good stuff. All right, what do we got here? We have look at the way the last month ended. Very bearish, very bearish, right? And it ended as a bearish engulfer. All right, so that's an indication that there's more bearishness to come, as opposed to there's a higher probability of it going down than it is going up. And what would I look to whenever I see a bearish engulfer? Let me show you one real quick. In a bearish scenario, preferably, what I would look for, see, this isn't a bullish scenario. What I would look for in with a bearish engulfer is the bearish engulfer to be made, and then price coming up to test that order block, test the base candle of the order block here, and then continue down. All right, you see this here, bearish order block. We'll come up, test the base candle, and then continue down. Bearish order block. We come up, test the bearish the base candle, but in this case, we see a turnaround now. But that, generally speaking, that is the rule. So I am looking for, watch. I think I marked it. With EURJPY, I'm looking for price to come up in here somewhere and test that order block and continue bearishly. Why would I continue? Why would it continue bearishly? Because the euro is weak, and the yen is at the top on the other side of things. All right. Fundamentally, this is the run to safe havens, right? And that would strengthen the yen. So that would pull price down. That's the logic. That's my logic. Florida not. Okay. Let's go to the weekly. we take a look at the weekly, we see that price failed to make a higher high. All right, we did break some, let me see, break these lows here, another low here, and then we came back for these relative equal lows for liquidity. All right, and you can see right there, which is just perfectly executed by market makers. All right, and what do I want to see? I want you to notice this. This is a 2-candle pullback. Look, this is one leg of structure for the higher high, higher low, pull back. That becomes what? The top of the trading range. This became the bottom of the trading range when it was here. After the higher low, the higher high, the lower high is made, we break it to the top side. If we break this to the downside, what do we have? We have a change of character. And I expect price to return to impulse somewhere around here after at least a 61% pullback. Excuse me. And then we're going to continue lower. Yeah. Now, could it continue lower from here? Sure, it could, if it feels like it. Okay. But I believe because we've grabbed this liquidity here, there should be a pullback after such an impulse. Maybe we come down a little further and then we pull back. But I believe that pullback is coming. And then we'll see some follow-up bearishness afterwards. Let's go to the daily and what we can see. Look at all this time spent here. Bearish engulfer. Come back up, test the base candle. Bearish engulfer. Bearish, bullish. Bearish again, representing supply. Let me mark this. Boom. We can take that all the way up. This is all supply here. All right. Price comes up, test the base candle, and we continue bearishly, breaking that low. All right. What do I expect? Maybe price comes back up here again to test, and then we continue lower. All right. That makes sense to me. And it goes along with the bias that I already have. Let's go to Euro Swiss. This is one of the Swiss ones are going to be strong, I think. Let's see. Let's go to the monthly. We go to the monthly real quick. Euro Swiss. Wow, I got that B $L, but buy side liquidity. That's what I'm looking at. All right. So we have a drop here, bearish, right? And then we kind of go sideways. We come back up. All right, making a lower high, lower low, right? Lower low. This is the highest point of that lower high. All right. And then this is the lowest point of that lower low. So what do we have here? Trading range, right? And we're in the middle of that trading range. This is why I don't, I would, what do you call it? What do you call it? I would urge you to be cautious on Sunday, Monday. Let price show you what it wants to do. Okay. Now, what do we have here? All right. We have that low made. All right. And then we make this. What is this? This is a pullback. This is a good pullback too on the monthly. All right. A lower high. All right. Or a swing high, because it did make a lower low. Lower highs make lower lows. In this case, it became a swing point, all right, a liquidity point, all right, and price came up, grabbed that liquidity and made that lower high, right? Interesting. Now, we have these short-term lows being broken on the way down, and then we finally break what caused that lower high. That higher low was broken. Break of structure where we're expecting a return to impulse. Where's the impulse? I would be looking here. All right. We barely missed. I believe that's a miss. I believe that is a miss. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, we barely missed that. That's where I would have been looking, right there. And look how close that is. That is the IC candle. All right. For me, if I was there, if I was in front of my charts, I would have taken this short for sure. But I'm not usually in this market, but I'm in this market this weekend. I mean, this week. All right. So what do we have? We had what did I tell you? This is a change of character. It broke the low, it broke the high, and it broke the low. All right, that is a change of character. What does that mean? We're waiting for price to pull back, and then we take the short from here. Okay, and that's what happened. Now, what are we looking at from this point? Well, let's go to the weekly. Let's get off that drawing tool. Okay. So this is what broke the low here. All right, and we'll look for the pullback for the return to impulse. This is on the weekly. We have a weekly order block right there. Easy catch. Easy catch. Okay, this is a weekly. Everybody should have caught that. Everybody should have caught that. This should have been a lovely short. And look at all the liquidity that it took on the way down. Anyway, so it breaks this, breaks that low, takes that liquidity here as well, right? What am I expecting? All of these are important, important breaks. Look at that. It's that one. We're waiting for price to take that liquidity. We took that liquidity. We found this bullish order block in this monthly supply. All right, this is a weekly order block here, and we found it here. I expect price to likely show transition from bearish to bullish momentum and return to impulse so that it could claim all this buy side liquidity that it has built up. Let me get rid of this. Hold on a second now. Didn't get this one. How did I not get this one? All right. So I'm looking here. We broke that. Look, took all that liquidity with this one sweep, this one impulse leg down. All right. And I'm looking for price to return to impulse. What would that impulsing area be? Well, the first place I'd look is here. All right, we have a lot of bearish order blocks here. All right, I would go to a higher time frame so I can get some clarity. Now, I'm not expecting price to come all the way back up here. No. All right, it may do something here. May do something here. This might be the higher time frame order block. Let me see. That's wrong. Okay. Yeah. That's an IC candle. That's the last bullish candle before the down move. All right. Could we get a pullback to this area? We certainly could. Let me see. Let's go down to the daily. You see how I'm refining it along the way, right? Yeah, it could happen. It could happen right around here. So, and you see all these points of these high wicks to this point. All right, I would be looking up here for price to return, and we'll see what it does from here. I'm going to mark that as a daily order block, and we can move on to the next one. I would like to short this, but I'll wait for the pullback, you know, a bear flag, if you will. All right, and then drop. All right, if we show transition, all right, if we show transition, we don't have to wait till it gets here to take the short. We can take a buy. Bear that in mind for every one of these pairs. I might not have mentioned that. All right, but we're waiting for a return to impulse. You know, we're looking for price transition here. If we get a break of highs here, all right, we can be getting, this will be a change of character, and we can catch the long to take it. all the way up. You understand? I need you to look for that on the lower time frames. We could be getting something that says, hey, price could change around, man. And if we break the high of this bearish engulfer, you know, if the price comes down a little bit more and then we break that high, come back, that is a change of character. And we would look for the RTI, and then we can take it on up here for that return to that larger, higher time frame, return to impulse. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Ask me about it in the comment section and I will answer. Next, pound. Let's move on to GBP pairs. Pound. Let's go. Let's see if we can accelerate this a little bit because we are running out of time. All right. I have monthly order blocks here. Why? Because I believe price is going to return to impulse. We failed to make, we broke this high, but we never closed above it. All right. We did make another monthly order block up here within a larger order block. If you look over here to the left. All right. We failed to make a new high with this impulse, breaking this high. All right. But we did get a double top here, and price did take the liquidity from that top. And it looks like we are making the more significant move to the downside. All right. What am I looking at now? If we go to the weekly, we can see that we have broken lows. We have broken this low, which is a key low that made that high. All right. I'm looking for the higher low that makes the higher high. This is a break of structure. And after a break of structure, what are we expecting? After a break of structure, what are we expecting? We are expecting a return to impulse. And that's exactly what price did. And we continued bearishly afterwards. And then we broke more lows. All right. Short-term low. Right. This one's a good pullback. We got two candle pullbacks. I'm sorry. All right. Those are good lows. We got two candle pullback here. And we got another two candle pullback. And we break that low. So I'm looking for another return to impulse. All right. Where are we turning now? We found a daily order block down here. Could it come down a little bit lower? Of course it could. Hold on a second. Of course it could. All right. But I'm looking for price to possibly transition when it gets down here. Why? This is what I'm looking for. 1, 2, we come up, we come down. If we get a break above that level or this level, we get a break above that with a break below first. This is your trading range. With a break below, that break above, look here for the turnaround, for the return to impulse, the higher time frame return to impulse that I've already pointed out. And I'll be looking at this area here for maybe where we can take a short and continue down, because this is pound against the USD. If USD does strengthen up, it's going to drag price down. All right. Doesn't mean we have to wait until it gets here. We can wait for the proper change of character where price shifts from bearish to bullish momentum. And then we can take a trade up, take the buy, and then take the sell. A buy to sell move. It gets that concept because it's a money maker. It's the kind that takes you to the next level. All right. Takes you to the next level of consistent profitability. Okay. That's what I'm looking for here. All right. On pound USD. We went through that in the kind of fashion that I prefer to go through. All right. We are looking for a higher time frame return to impulse. We haven't had that return to impulse after this break and this break yet. Can you see that? We had a break here, return to impulse. Yeah, that one happened. But we had this break. We had a break here. We had this break here. We haven't had that return, that bigger return to impulse yet. So I'm looking for either this area or this area. You know, those are the two POIs that I'm scoping out. Okay, that makes sense. I'm going to mark them for you. You can take a screenshot if you like. This one looks good. All right, after this break here, come on, man. Embarrassing me in front of my friends. That's wrong. What am I doing here? All right, I know. I should edit this out, right? But you know I don't edit my videos. All right, so we got a break here. This is a good break of structure in my view. All right, so comes down. We haven't had the real pullback yet, so I'm looking for price to quite possibly come up here or here. All right, we're going to look at the lower one first, of course. Price makes it through that one. I'm pretty sure we'll get a reject off of this one. Let's go to the next, pound yen. This is as simple as it gets. All right, we have a higher time frame monthly order block that price has found its way to. All right, you see that we have a break of structure to the upside, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. When we break this area, that would be a break of structure, and we're coming for the liquidity of these relative equal lows. We break. If we get a pullback for the return to impulse, which may happen here or here, similar to the GU, then we can catch a short from there. All right. What are we doing? What are we going to do from this point? All right, because we are in the bottom. Oh, we already took this out. We took this low out. So this order block is, I wouldn't say it's been totally invalidated because we haven't had a close below. We haven't had a close below. We did take the liquidity from there, but we haven't had a close below. So price could continue lower and find itself here, making the, okay, let me get this right. This is a bullish order block. All right, this one is also a bullish order block. Do that, but that's fine. All right, so price could continue lower. All right, if price breaks these lows, that after this break to the upside, breaks lows, then this area becomes tradable. Again, that is the change of character. We're looking for a shift from bearish to bullish, from bullish to bearish momentum. This is what happened here. This would not certify, validate. This would definitely look to, if we break these lows, that is a break of structure that we're waiting for a return to impulse on. And we've already broken these lows. If price was to return up here from this point, I'd be looking for those shorts. The question is, should I be looking for longs from here on the short term, scalping and day trading? I want to take the buy to the short. You understand? Price could continue lower here. This is yen. It's stronger than the pound. It may show a little weakness around Tuesday, Wednesday, and then come on down. Why is this yellow? This is a possible breaker block here. Price, when with breaker blocks, price could come below it and then reject from it on the way back. All right. So I'm going to be looking out for this scenario. All right. Price could come to this area, and then I can take a short from here. But if it makes it back to a return to impulse, I'm going to check here or here. All right. So that's the scenario I'm looking for, pound yen. Okay, let's go to pound Swiss. What am I looking for here? Look at all this time spent in this area. A lot of sideways movement here, but we do have a break of structure here, right? All right, because price did, excuse me, price did make a new low and then a new high. All right, This is the change of character that you want to keep your eye out for when it breaks the low, right? And breaks the high. This becomes tradable in that situation when it's the low being broke first. You would think, now that would make you think technically that we should be looking for this to be the head of something, or where this becomes tradable. All right, you can trade off of this bottom part. All right, and that's what happened. You got it? Because there was a break of structure to the upside. Return to impulse. This is the impulse. All right, but we failed to break the high. So now what are we looking for? Well, we made short-term high. We made a short-term low here, right? Look, down, then down, all right? And then we break this low, all right? This isn't a change of character. We only look for change of characters at mitigation points where price is, I should have mentioned this rule, that we look for the change of character at order blocks when it's mitigating, when price is mitigating that order block. All right, it adds as a good confluence. Now, I wanted to mention something too with pound Swiss. This is the analysis that I had last week. All right, and I left it this way. I said price would come down here, made the double bottom here, and we would continue higher, quite possibly because we broke this the structure here. We're looking for a return to impulse. All right, price didn't. It made it up more than halfway up. All right, we got to the 618, and that's really the criteria, at least a 62% pullback, right? But this is the better price, of course. This is the discount price, and it didn't go as far as I was hoping it would go. All right, according to what I wrote here, what I drew here, but it did come up. It did come up from this area, and this was a great long. It was a very profitable trade, matter of fact. All right, but it didn't come up as high. Doesn't mean it's not. I want you to understand something. This scenario plays out a lot of time. It broke this high. What is this supposed to do? This is a 2-candle pullback. That's a break of structure here. It breaks the structure here. What is this supposed to do? Return to impulse. So it doesn't mean it's not going to make it. I've seen it do it. I've seen it do it too many times, and I got caught out there. All right. I don't want you to get caught out there. Swiss is stronger than all of the other doggone currencies. Okay. So this is something you want to be careful of. All right. Could we see a scenario where this does come up a little higher for Sunday, Monday, and then continue, the Swiss continues to bring the pain to the pound in this pair and drag it down? It could happen. Could we go ahead and break this low from here? Sure. Sure it could. I'm just saying, until this low is broken, we are still we're still bearish. Until we're still bearish, and still until this high is broken. Actually, I'm sorry. Matter of fact, until we break this high. This is the top of our trading range. This is the bottom of our trading range. If we break this low, we're continuing the bearish trend. If we break this high, I'm getting tired, I'm sorry. If we break this high, that's when we turn bullish. All right. Everything that happens in between is a bunch of this and that. Okay. But until it breaks actual structure, then we know what the bias is. Okay. This one came back 61%. So it doesn't necessarily have to come back up here if it doesn't want to. All right. It had a full pullback, so it could continue to grind down. But I am looking for a pullback so I can take a corrective pullback so I can take a short. And if it breaks this high, that I'm just looking for that return to impulse. Remember that BOS there. I'm looking for that return to impulse. We had it. We had a return, but was it to impulse? I'm thinking the impulse is up here. We haven't hit it yet. So I'm keeping my eye out on this one. Be careful with pound Swiss. All right. I am looking for more bearishness in this market, but I'm not going to jump into anything just yet until the markets decide what it wants to do. Let's go to USD CAD. USD CAD. What am I looking at here? All right. We had a. Now remember, this is led by the USD. All right. So I need some more Thanksgiving leftovers. I'm hungry. Let's see. What did I have going on here? Let me look at the weekly. All right, that's a little clearer. All right, so we have a break of structure. We have a break of structure after this high is made, right? And the higher low that made that higher high is broken. We have a break of structure. Did we see that price just melted all the way down, taking all these liquidity points here? 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? All of them, took them all out, took all those liquidity points. If you know where the liquidity points are, you know where price is going. All right, so we break this low. All right, price is taking that liquidity point there. Now we see the return to impulse. Where is the impulse? This is what I'm talking about. Come on, man. I don't know what I be thinking sometimes. All right, we have we come down and we bounce. We form a bullish we form demand here. Price goes up, taking the liquidity that is built up on the way down, all right, at these high points, and we see that it is look like it's targeting these equal highs. We always know that equal highs is where liquidity lies. All right. We made a higher low here, so I'm thinking that price is going to continue higher. This is one of the reasons why technically on this chart, I think that USD may be strengthening in the coming weeks against the CAD, which is weaker. All right. The CAD is weaker, much weaker. And oil is pulling that CAD price down. USD had made a higher low and we broke some swing highs. All right. And it looks like we might be targeting these equal highs up here, where the return to impulse should give us a nice short. Now, I would only take the short here if price showed it was transitioning from bullish to bearish momentum. All right. This is the area of this is a POI for sure, because we don't know what price is going to do after Sunday, Monday. We're gonna wait. We're going to be patient. But this higher low here and the equal highs here got me leaning that price will continue higher, and maybe we don't see the we're going to see more high highs and higher lows being made here. Okay, watch USD CAD because this is going to be a good one. All right, next, Aussie USD getting nasty now. Why? Look at that on the daily, on the weekly, you can see that we have made a head and shoulders here. It played out well, went past the neckline and everything, comes down here, finds this monthly demand here, excuse me, and we create a liquidity point here. Price rebounded here, right? Came back up. Why did it come back up? Let's mark something here. What are these? Short-term lows and highs, isn't that right? All right. Where is what made this high? Right here, right? Is that right? Is that right? I would be looking here for the break of structure. We went lower, breaking this low, breaking this low. You know, now I'm looking for a doggone return to impulse. All right. We broke all of this. We broke those lows. Boom, 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 boom. I'm looking for a return to impulse. Now, you see what it did here? Came up, touched off here. All right. You might say, okay, that's the return to impulse. Aha. It doesn't break a new low. All right. It comes back up higher. This is what I want you to be careful of in the other pair. I can't remember which one was a pound Swiss. But what it'll do, it will return to impulse. This is the impulsing order block here. All right. And it'll fake you out, man. This will induce people to take shorts and then come back and smack them, take the stop loss here, take that liquidity. All right. The markets is wicked. The market makers are wicked, and they'll get you into a trade to get you induced to take shorts and longs, and then come back and snap you up. All right. So what did it do? It found that return to impulse, and we're breaking lows here. Now I want you to bear in mind, what did we do? We broke high. All right. This is a legitimate high. Look, this is one leg instruction, and then we make this this lower high here. If we break this low, because this is our impulsing order block. All right, we break that low. If we return to impulse, I'll be looking here for sure. I'll be looking there for sure. All right. I'm looking at these equal lows. I'm pretty sure price wants to head down towards them and snack on them. Right. All right. And then quite possibly pull back for the return to impulse. Give us a short, and we can see USD strengthen against the Aussie and just take it on down. Aussie is one of the weaker currencies. It may not even make it up that high. That's why I have that daily there drawn. Let me get off of this first. That's why I had that daily drawn. Okay. Why is that here? Okay. All right. You see what we did here? Ooh, look at it. Look at it. See, we broke this high, made a new lower high. All right, a swing high rather, because if this was a lower high, it would have made a lower low, but it didn't. It failed. All right, swing high, liquidity point. We go up there, grab that liquidity, and we break that point of structure, and we made a high. Now look what we did. That higher low that made that lower high here, we broke that. This is a change of character. So what are we looking for? A return to impulse. All right. Now, maybe it might end up here. Maybe it might end up here, and we can take that down. All right. Which would give us a lovely head and shoulders. Maybe that might be the scenario. Or it may come back up to the original source, the originating source, and then come down. But in either case, I'm looking for price to transition. We're going to hit these equal lows at some point. We're going to come for this liquidity first, and maybe if we start to see transition here, we can take it up. We could get in a buy to take that sell. You understand? That's what I'm looking for. It's a little tricky, a little more advanced. All right, but if you're going to stay with the trend, which is your best friend, your bestest friend, all right, you're late in this one. All right, you have to wait for the pullback. Okay, a more experienced trader will take that long to that short. All right, you don't have to. You don't have to wait for the short, and that's it. You just wait until price hits your POI and then go for it. All right. Right now, don't be jumping in shorts here. This is the worst place to be jumping in a short. Okay. Look for price to transition first. All right. Right now, we're still bearish, and we're going to leave it at that. There's nothing else to do here except wait. Got it? Next, Aussie Swiss. What are we looking at here? All right. We have a break of structure to the downside. Great. Boom, boom. Got a liquidity point that we established here. Then we break the high up here. Uh-oh, okay, okay. All right, and we come all the way back. Return after the break of structure, return to impulse. Too easy. Take your short here, boom. Breaking lows here, boom. This is how you do it. Now, where's price going from here? What do we do now? This is what I'm looking for right here. This scenario right there. Price breaks lower, breaks that low. It's already broken a high, breaks that low. I'm looking for that return to impulse because this is a change of character for me from bearish to bullish, from bullish to bearish, right? We want to see that change, all right, at a mitigation point. And that's happening right, y'all. All right, so once it breaks these lows, I'm going to be looking for price to transition, and maybe it does so at this daily order block. Price only changes direction at order blocks. Keep that in mind, will you please? Okay, good, good. So I'm looking for that kind of scenario here. Maybe we turn around, price shows a transition, and then maybe we might get intercepted here. We might not make it all the way back to the source of the impulse. Maybe we come back here, which would be great because this is an impulse that has not been corrected yet and might not be finished yet. We might see this one come all the way down here. So this would be a reasonable high to take a short. That makes sense to me. Okay. So let me mark that out, matter of fact, just for my studio audience. All right, let's see. Yeah, that could work. This area here seems pretty good for shorts. Seems pretty good for shorts. This is a daily. I'm going to keep that in mind. That's wrong. Okay, ding, ding, ding. Let's move on. All right, got that scenario here? That makes sense to me. NZDUSD, same kind of situation. I like these. I like the NZDs because they're so weak against the Aussies and the New Zealand dollars. They're very weak against the stronger pairs. All right, against USD, you see that impulse to the downside? That's US dollar strength. All right, all of a sudden this is just going to reverse and become weak for the next week or two. I don't know about that. The fundamentals support strength, so that's why I'm going with it. Look, break of structure, boom, boom. Look at that. We broke higher. We broke higher, right? We broke lower. We break this. We break this. If we come down here low, then we're looking for a return to impulse, just like I got drawn here. It's that easy. It's that simple to me. Where is price going to go to, though, is the question. We have a possible area here. We're over here, and maybe price makes it down here. Maybe. And then treks up, and then we come on down. That could be the scenario. That's why I have this drawing here. All right. I don't see another order block here. If we go to the 4 hour, I want to see if we see something that is significant. All right. Could price go down lower? We're coming down to take this liquidity. I don't think we're going to come down this far, honestly speaking. You know, it looks like that on the higher time frame, but maybe we come up here. Maybe we come to the 4 hour here. All right, after taking the liquidity here. Okay, and that would make sense. And then continue bearishly for with USD strength and the New Zealand dollar weakness. But there is been a break of structure, so we're looking for a return to impulse. That's why I have these boxes drawn up here. So I'm looking at this one. I'm looking at this one as possible POIs. We just got to see when will price transition? Will it be directly after we get this? That would mean somewhere over here is an order block that's going to turn price around. This, what I think that this one is it. I don't think very much of it because we did break a high here and it ended up breaking here. We come back by and then, you know, correction and then continuing on. You know, this one might have some bite to it. It might have some bite to it. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna find out in a little bit. I think we'll know once the markets open up. This is a 4 hour. So this is how I look. This is how I try and scope out where price will turn. You know, whether you agree or not, this is how I look, because price is not going to just arbitrarily just turn around on its own. It's got to hit an order block. All right. And we might hit one here. We might hit one here and it might just wick low to take that liquidity and then turn around. So, you know, we got a couple to look at. Matter of fact, I should go ahead and mark this because see, whenever you see these wicks, there is it's a good reason to think on a lower time frame there's an order block in there. And we're at the very end of it. So what we just did was create equal lows, near equal lows at the very least. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this one. We didn't break that low, did we? I want to see something here. I think we did actually. Let me see. This low is 145. This low is 51. Gosh darn, this one happened right under my nose. All right, so we've already taken a liquidity here. There's a good chance this thing is going to turn around. This thing is going to turn. Look at the exhaustion to the downside. There's a chance that this could turn around here inside this order block. This is a 4 hour order block here. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So I'm gonna I'll go down on the lower time frames and look for this transition. Looks like we might have had a break of structure here. I'm gonna look on the 1 hour. 1, 2. I'm looking for a break above, come back, and then turn around. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. I'm looking for a break above this consolidation, just like it just did here. See how it broke here, broke that high? This is what I'm looking for. Boom, then come back. Oh, I got this wrong. I'm sorry. All right. Let me see something here. 30 minutes. This is our impulsing order block. Down, down, down. This looks like a pretty strong indication that price wants to come a little bit lower. If this is what I'm looking for now, I'm looking for that change of character here. I'm looking for a break low. God dog it, man. A lower low, a break higher, breaking past these highs here, maybe up to there. All right, and then a return to the impulsing order block. Boom. All right, that impulsing order block is going to be in this leg of structure, not this one. If it breaks this low, if it breaks this low, I'll be looking for this, that, boom, boom. That's what I'd be looking for. All right, let's go to NZDJPY. Can you tell anything on the 30 minute? No. All right, what do we got here? See, breaks of structure, or breaks of these highs for liquidity. That's what that is. All right, I'm on the weekly. All right, we're in a monthly order block here. All right, price found it here. All right, after breaking structure to the upside. All right, and we have a precipitous drop to the downside. What am I looking for? I'm looking for price to break the higher low that made that higher high. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this again. All right, continuation, higher, return to impulse, either here or here. Okay, we might get intercepted here. We'll look here first. All right, and you see all this imbalance. That has to be balanced. That's an inefficient price move, and price will come back and balance that out. All right, but let's take a look on the daily. I love the way this is shaping up. Break to the upside here, higher low, we continue higher for the higher low. All right, so if price breaks these relative equal lows here, like I have drawn here, we get a break below these things and then a return to impulse. This will be a great short, but this long is going to be great as well. Look here, that is if you look on the 2-day, because we're looking on the 1-day, you look on the 2-day, you'll see that that is a bearish engulfer. All right, price may turn around here. Got it? All right, and then come get that last liquidity low. All right, I would love to see this breakout. This is going to be, this could potentially be some very easy pickings next week. All right, very easy pickings, taking longs to the shorts, to the bigger shorts. It could happen, and it could be wonderful. We are in a bullish order block here, just so that you can keep things in proper perspective. All right, so bear that in mind. I'm getting thirsty. I'm going to take a sip of water. Oh my goodness, my throat is dry. So we see how the market is opening here. Got a little doji dope. All right, let's go to the 4-hour and see if we got something developing. Yeah, look like we got some bullishness coming into the market. But if price continues down and breaks these lows, I'm looking for that return to impulse and then come down. All right, does it have to come all the way up here? No, it doesn't. We can get now. It could happen here. You know, we might get intercepted. But as far as what is the impulse, identifying the impulse that broke structure, this would be the originating impulse. All right. If we get caught, if it doesn't make it up there, then it just doesn't make it up there. But I would like to see a break of these lows, and then I would be looking for a price to transition from bullish to bearish. I mean, from bearish to bullish, so I can take the long here to take that short. Got it? Next, NZD Swiss. All right, same kind of scenario. All right, we see that we broke high here. All right, price made a lower high, a higher low and a higher high, breaking this high, and then we break this low. This is the change of character. This is the change of character. I got to start using this pen more. All right. So what am I looking for? Return to impulse. Come back up here. Come back up here and touch off one of these supply zones. Okay. I would like to see it happen here. It could happen as low as here, because this is a bullish move before the bearish move. This is the last bullish move before the bearish move, right? Before price makes that significant move to the downside. So I'd be looking right around here, but it could happen. It could happen here, as this is a larger move. Let me see something on the weekly before I get too ahead of myself. I like this weekly. I like this weekly here. I want to mark that as a weekly. Okay. And we'll go back to the daily so I don't get thrown off too much. Yeah. We'll see if price wants to return to impulse and then continue down. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I want to continue down. There's an imbalance here, right? And we have a bullish, we have a demand zone down here as well. And we have an originating impulse to the upside down here. There's a good reason for price to want to come down here, but will it pull back for the return to impulse first and then come down? That's the question. I'm looking for price to transition once it touches this imbalance, because I see this happen all the time. Look how it touched the imbalance here and then went the other way. I'm looking, and created an order block here. We could see that transition happen here. We can see it come down into the imbalance and then come back up, and then we can catch it. Either way, I'm looking for that transition of price first before I look for longs to take that short. That is the last one of the Forex pairs. Now, I'm going to go through gold and the rest of those separately, because this video is way too long as it is. I went into a lot of detail here, and I hope you can appreciate it. I know some people just want signals. Some people just want quicker analysis, 2-second videos and whatnot. I'm trying to show you how to get this done by yourself, so you can have these videos to review and go over yourself. All right, learn how I see the markets, and maybe it'll help improve your consistency. Okay, because I'm doing pretty good in consistency. I'll be honest with you. All right, what's the takeaway today? Let's be patient with USD. Okay, be patient with it. It doesn't necessarily have to continue what it had started last week. Okay. We had a bullish response here, but on the Dixie, it was bearish on the last day on Friday. All right, but this could be just to make a higher low to continue to with bullish momentum and make a higher high afterwards. This is pretty strong. All right, if we go to the 15-minute, I'd like to see, you see how things opened up. We could get that follow through for the return to impulse. All right, so just be patient. Let this thing play out. Okay, don't rush into anything. All right, and also bear in mind we have non-farm payroll coming up on Friday, and we have ADP on Wednesday. Just be careful on those days. Okay, guys, I will see you in the next video. Leave me a comment and let me know if this long video is to your liking or not, or you'd rather it be shorter, and I just have things already printed out where you don't learn anything other than, hey, where can I put my buy order or my sell order? You know what I mean? All right, I will talk to you in the next video. Trade safely.